What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp, and welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. The market really didn't move too much today, but we have a lot of news that happened in the market today, and we have a lot of important events coming up. So, like I said, the market really did not move too much today. The S&P 500 was only down 0.5%. The Dow was down about 130 points, but that's just because of the sell-off at the end of the day. For most of the day, the market was up or down about 50 points on the Dow. So overall, we had a really slow day in the market. But like I said, there are a lot of important catalysts coming up. And we do have some important plays that we are watching for the rest of this week. And the first presidential debate is today too, and that can definitely impact the market. So make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video to see all of the plays for the rest of this week. And if you guys aren't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily videos on your YouTube homepage every single day. But let's get right into it. Tom, what happened in the market today?
Yeah, CNBC reports that JP Morgan predicts a 10% rally for the S&P 500 and names the U.S. sectors to watch. They named industrial and construction material stocks. They think that those will be among the sectors that will benefit as U.S. markets hit fresh highs over the next year. JP Morgan's private bank's Grace Peters told CNBC on Tuesday. And that's pretty awesome to hear that JP Morgan thinks that the S&P 500 can rally up 10% to over $3,700 dollars per share on the SPX anyways. And that's awesome to see or hear for the future. But one thing is that I cannot believe that they expect the industrial and construction material stock sectors to do as well as they think they will. I would have expected them to, obviously say tech or something like that. But, it's nice to hear that the industrial and construction stocks would do pretty well. I know CAT is in the, I know that they're in the Dow, but, they're a huge construction stock and they're pretty, they're at highs right now like a lot of tech stocks are.
Yeah, I mean, you always have to be careful what these analysts or these banks are saying, because a lot of the times they make, crazy predictions, and a lot of the time that doesn't even actually happen. But, sometimes they're right. So I can see a 10% rally in the S&P 500. I mean, if we just look where we are right now, I mean, we're at about $333 on the SPY. So, a 10% rally isn't too crazy, especially looking at the movement that we saw in the past 2 months alone. So, I'm not doubting it, but, any prediction or anything made from like those analysts, definitely take with a grain of salt. So
yeah, and just so everyone knows, they're predicting this for by September of next year. So they're not predicting this for like the next 3 months or something. They're going a year out.
For sure. And then what's going on with this debate tonight?
Yeah, the debate's going to be going on from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, everyone's going to be watching the debate. It's really interesting to watch. I mean, it's a really highly anticipated event. And if we see a clear winner, we could obviously see the market move up because, obviously the market does not like having a clear decision. So if we do end up having, a clear winner after tonight, then who knows what will happen with the market. But I think it could go up. But obviously, with events like this, the market can always go either way. And I mean, if the event ends up going bad, or, if the market perceives it as going bad anyways, then, the market can obviously go down. But
yeah, so the market does not like uncertainty. But this event, like you said, it's highly anticipated, but there's no way to truly predict if, the market's going to explode up on this event, or if it's going to fall down, or what it's going to do, because, we don't know, like the event didn't happen yet. And, we don't know exactly what topics, we don't know what topics are going to cover. We don't know running, like whether it's Trump or Biden, what they're going to say in regards to the market, in regards to COVID. There's just so many variables that can't be predicted beforehand. However, keep in mind there is this event has a strong impact on the market overall. So it's important just to keep that in the back of your head. And I would not be surprised if we do see some movement, while the debate is moving on, especially in futures.
yeah, I know that tonight I'm for sure going to be, having it up on my monitor, and, I'm definitely going to have the S&P 500 futures going right next to the screen so I can watch those while I'm watching the debate too.
Yeah, for sure. So while we're talking about futures, I know a lot of people aren't too familiar with them. So, guys, as we all know, stocks open and close, or at least in terms of Eastern time, they open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and close at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and that's for stocks. And then options follow pretty much the same schedule. Some options trade 15 minutes after market close too, but pretty much stocks and options follow the same schedule. But futures trade, what is it, like 23 hours a day or like something like that, 5 days a week? And it's like around 23 hours, right, Tom?
Yeah, it's right around 23 hours. They close very shortly, right whenever the market closes, then they reopen very shortly after. I think that they've actually changed the times over the past couple of years. Because like today, for example, it's 3:18 p.m. right now, and they're already moving again. So
Yeah. So just keep in mind that futures run pretty much all week long. So even though the stock market's going to be closed while the debate's going, the futures market will be open. And the futures market is very similar to the stock market, depending on what symbols you're looking at. So for example, if you are looking at /ES on Thinkorswim, those are S&P 500 futures. So while this is not exactly the S&P 500, it moves pretty much the same way the S&P 500 does. So like, for example, if we see /ES futures absolutely explode, then we're going to see the stock market do the same thing when the market opens. So futures are kind of like stocks, but just a little bit different. But if you're looking like /ES, it's going to move the same way the SPY does, or if you're looking at /YM, it'll be the same way the Dow does, or /NQ for the NASDAQ or the QQQ. So
yeah, the reason that they trade for so many hours and they're open for almost 24 hours a day is because overseas traders trade a lot of futures too. So that's why they're open so long, is because whenever China, like whenever their market opens, it throws a lot of volatility into these futures. And they obviously like to invest in the US, and there's even some Chinese futures and euro dollar futures and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of different type of futures out there, and it's really traded very internationally.
yeah, absolutely. So any other news that happened today?
Nikola shares slide after a second sexual abuse allegation raises questions about their new deal with GM. And this deal with GM was huge for Nikola. They initially ended up falling off the deal, but even with that said, it was still a good long-term deal for them in the future. But right now, that deal is actually going to be, under scrutiny, and GM is going to be taking a second look at this because, their old CEO, Trevor Milton, who stepped down, is now in a second sexual abuse allegation, deal in the courts. And, that's just bad things to hear whenever you have CEOs stepping down, right before facing these allegations. And, this guy has been a pretty shady guy in the past. And it's just, it's just not good for all the traders who have been investing in Nikola. And, while I think that Nikola could have been good for calls or puts over this time, it's just, it's upsetting, to see all the newer investors that are getting hurt trading this one.
Yeah, because NKLA is one of those stocks that's hyped all over CNBC, Facebook, Discord. It moves a lot off of hype. So it's not good for the company. And I know that there's a lot of shady things going on behind the scenes too. So now for our Stocked Up Discord member of the day. And today's member of the day is Jackalman. So a huge shout out to him for always asking great questions in the chat and for being so active for all the other members. So huge shout out to you. And now for our momentum plays for tomorrow. And the first one is NIO, up about 11%, and it actually broke all-time highs today. So what levels should we be watching?
Yeah, just watch for it to break above 2112, which was almost a double top today.
Awesome. So if it breaks above that, we'll be eyeing it to the upside. With the next play, we have ZM, but this one is to the downside.
ZM, watch for them to fall below $462. I think that would be a really good level in the morning. If you wanted to even go for a safer support, make them fall below 457.50, which was their low a few days ago.
Awesome. And then we have KSS.
KSS. Watch for KSS to fall below $18 even, or you could actually just watch for 18.25 because this is a pretty low price stock and it probably won't move down, $2 a share tomorrow. If it moves, it would probably move, $1 or something like that.
Yeah, so we're watching NIO potentially to the upside if it can break above the level Tom listed, and we're eyeing ZM and KSS potentially to the downside if they break below the level Tom listed. So now for our unusual options activity for tomorrow, and we are looking at the AMD 82 strike call options that expire on October 16th. So there's about $3.14 million put into this play today. Looking at AMD, we could see that the 82 strike is very close to the money right now, considering AMD's it closed at $81.77. So I can see it going up, but I'm more neutral than anything on this setup because of the volatility. One, with the elections, but also two, the market's just up, down, up, down, up, down lately. So I'm more neutral than anything. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of bullish on this. I mean, I really like how it's popped above the supports and stuff like that over the past couple of days. But with that being said, it would have been a good trade a few days ago. I'm not too sure it's too good of a trade now. I know that this guy's putting $3 million onto this, but it's really close to the money. So, maybe by the morning, it might not even be a viable trade for a lot of traders.
True. Yep. I mean, there's so many variables, especially tonight with the debate. Like it can move the markets or it might not do anything. So, but there is that downside risk. One with the debate, but also two, just like I said, like the market overall right now is not the best. We've been downtrending since all September pretty much, and it's just not looking too good. So now for our comments from the previous episode, and with the first comment. We have a comment from SNU saying Square is going to explode. So Square did pretty good today. It was up about 2.5%. What do you think? What do you think of Square?
Yeah, Square looks really good on an intraday setup anyways. I really like it as one of those stair-stepping plays to the upside. It seems like every day, if you just place a support or a resistance right at highs, just wait for the stock to break that and then you can go ahead and buy in. So like right here, Square would have been a great play in the morning once it bounced off that support. And you could have even done it again today and played it, 2 or 3 times to the upside. I know you probably wouldn't have got in at the end of the day, but, in the middle of the day, it broke that support, right it open, and then bounced off of it again, right here. So it's just been a great, stock to be playing to the upside. And I know a lot of guys love playing options on it because they're pretty well priced given for what type of stock it is and how much it's been moving lately too.
For sure. And then we had IG and Jack saying great video as always. So thank you guys for that. And with the last question, we had Matt saying, love the videos. I share them with my friends almost every day. I am in on SPXU October 30th strike call options, looking at the 2016 election as a reference. Any thoughts? So SPXU will go up when the market falls. So seeing that you have calls on SPXU, that means you want the market to fall, which I think that's a decent trade. The only thing that, or a big concern for me, is that you got the October 30th call. So with the election, you might want to get more time because October 30th isn't going to be enough time. And I'm not sure what strike you have, but I think you should really consider getting more time because even if the market falls, you can still lose money on this play just because of the time decay in your option. So, like I said, I don't know what strike you have. I think the trade is a decent trade overall. I have a strong concern for me is that you have the October 30th expiration. So, considering that you can still lose even if you predicted the direction correctly, that's not the best setup. So looking at SPXU, the chain, I would try and get a November 20th expiration if possible. Their options are decently priced and they're liquid. They're not like a SPY option, but they're liquid enough. And even if you could do like a debit spread on it, I think that could be great. So keep that in mind and thank you for the comment. Tom, do you have any last minute stocks, options, or anything you are watching for the market for tomorrow?
Man, really, the big thing I'm going to be watching right now is going to be Peloton. They actually popped above $100 a share today and broke all-time highs. And they aren't looking too good end of day, but it's just one of those stocks that keeps running. They're trading above the resistance, which is now a support, which is right around $99 or $100 a share. And this is just awesome to see for this company. And they have a great outlook for the future. So, along with the debate tonight, I'm going to be kicking back, maybe get a beer or two and watch, Joe Biden debate Donald Trump. But other than that, I'm just going to be watching for Peloton tomorrow.
The debate will be interesting, and I'm going to be watching the futures more than anything else. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be watching the debate too. And, like we said, there's definitely this event can definitely have a strong influence on the market. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Tom and I really appreciate all the support you guys give to the channel through the form of hitting that like button, commenting down below, and of course, subscribing. So thank you guys so much for that, especially comments. We see a ton of people commenting down below saying comment for the algorithm or just any comment really helps grow the channel. So thank you guys so much for that. If you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. And if you guys want to see our videos on your YouTube homepage every single day, don't forget to subscribe. Other than that, thanks for watching.